For thousands and thousands of years, stories have been the method and the mode of communication from generation to generation, from family to family, from friend to friend. Stories are so powerful because they create a heart-to-heart connection. Sometimes we forget that the greatest story ever told is the story of Jesus. Sometimes we forget that the power of the gospel lies in its simplicity. That is, whenever we preach the gospel or share the gospel, we're actually simply talking about the story of Jesus. I think it's time we get personal. I think it's time we tell people of our journey, of our life, of our failures, of our hurts. Because everywhere we look, somebody else is hurting and they need to hear the truth.
I was sexually abused.
I lost a loved one.
I was an alcoholic.
Suicidal.
Anxiety.
Depression.
I was worthless.
Don't underestimate the power of your story. Don't underestimate the power of the gospel and the story of Jesus. The power of the gospel lies in its simplicity.
The nation of Australia, like the world today, is a very hurting place. And we have an answer in Jesus, and the church has an answer and a role to play. So the world has lots of gods, but there's only one Jesus, and that's where the power is. And I think we have an obligation to share the name of Jesus. It's difficult, it's easier to talk about God, it's much harder to talk about Jesus, but that was God's plan. He used his Son to bring restoration and healing to this world, and Jesus is the answer.
This is my story.
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 And this is my story.
Your story, my story, our stories, they inspire because Jesus is at the center. What would it look like in our world today if Jesus was proclaimed louder than anything else?
Over the next 12 months, tens of thousands of people will see these incredible transformation stories. The funding secured, the strategy developed, and the rollout is already underway. If you would like to be part of the next defining chapter in Australia's history, then get in touch. We'd love to partner with you to make that happen.